Yes, there's a TV set on at number 5. It's in the front room. And they're watching Columbo.
If you don't have a TV license, it won't take us long to find you.
Hello, good morning. I hope you enjoyed that little start video. Yeah, this is about TV detector vans. I wonder what's going on here. Right, this actually bugs me to death. It talk about fake news. You know, the fact checkers, where they check all the facts. But they let the mirror.co.uk come up with this headline: TV license vans catching people across the UK in minutes. TV licensing sends detector vans out across the UK. Tens of thousands of people across the UK have been caught watching live or BBC television without the license necessary. The licensing company says it has a range of detection tools at her disposal in her vans. It adds some aspects of the equipment have been developed in such secrecy that engineers working on the detection methods don't know how it's all been built and put together and how it works. So not even they know how the other detection methods work either. This gives us the best chance of catching the invaders. Detector vans can detect the use of TV receiving equipment at specifically targeted addresses within minutes. The organisation also has a database of 31 million licensed and unlicensed addresses, and it is visiting officers who will have access to this. I mean, come on, they've got a database of who had a license and who haven't got one now. And what happened to the rest of the millions? I think about 50 odd million in the UK. Why don't they have any details of whether they've got a license or not got a license? I don't know. Anyway, that's interesting, isn't it? Now, what's even more interesting, a Freedom of Information request to the BBC in 2017. There's two of them. This is a Mr. Tankard. He asks, they reply to his question, which was, I have heard from various sources that your TV detector vans can actually detect if someone's watching the TV. Could you please advise? And they come up with a standard response. Please note that TV licensing is a trademark used by companies contracted by the BBC to administer the collection of television license fees and enforcement of the television licensing system. So they're run by people like Capita Business Services. Over-the-counter services are provided by PayPoint in the UK and the Post Office in Isle of Man. Marketing and printing services contracted by Proximity London Limited. Media services, this is probably where the propaganda starts from, are contracted to Media Planning Limited, trading as Havas Media UK. The BBC is a public authority in respect of the television licence. Firstly, please be advised that the Act gives a general right of access to all types of recorded information held by public authorities who are not required to create new information to respond to any request. With this query, rather than a request for recorded information, I can tell you outside the scope of the Act that TV license detector vans do exist and are effective means of enforcement. We do publish information about how we enforce the license, as this is available on TV licensing websites. Yeah, so it's run by different agencies. This guy is asking about, where your detector vans now? Do you have a picture and all that? Basically, the BBC has found that it does hold information that comes in to terms of his request, but they've concluded that exemptions in the Freedom of Information Act apply, and we're not able to provide the details of images of TV licensing vans. Do they exist? Where are they located? Because its disclosure would likely prejudice the detection, investigation, and/or prosecution of offences and/or collection of the TV licence fee. Section 31 of the Freedom of Information Act permits the BBC to withhold information whose disclosure would be likely to prejudice the prevention or detection of crime, the collection of the fee, and so on, like I just said. So that's basically their way out of it. They can't give you any information whether they're real or not, although we suspect they're not, because it would stop the investigations. Well, I'm going to play another clip at the end, and that was another TV licensing DETECTOR advert. Now, AI, Artificial Intelligence Overview, says no, the high-tech program identifying TV detector vans are largely a myth or scare tactic. Though vans do visit addresses suspected of not having a license using database information, i.e. a computer probably, and sometimes basic information and basic equipment. But prosecutions rely on other evidence, not the van regions itself. The vans, therefore, are real vehicles, but their capabilities are probably zero. They mainly act as a psychological deterrent, relying more on database checks of non-payers. Okay, so that's a half in the middle then. They do exist. They don't detect. They're a scaremongering tactic. And the media company that's linked to TV license probably works out ways of scaring people, i.e. the van in the background here. So that was in the Mirror. This is what really annoys me. It really, really does. The Mirror. Yeah, it shouldn't be saying, the licensing vans have got this special equipment on. However, what they do say in the article does come from the BBC itself, saying that our equipment is all technical, but they shouldn't really be allowed to spread false information when it's not true. AI, I mean, she must have got their sources from somewhere. Says it doesn't actually exist, the equipment, but the vans do. The Mirror says the equipment exists, so does the BBC. And in Birmingham, the warning has been issued as a TV licence fee could rise again, with households risking £1,000 fine for not paying. Householders have been warned in Birmingham area over detector vans. A TV licensing company cautions that it has a range of detection tools that is disposable. Yes, a small database. The company said some aspects of the equipment have been developed in such a secrecy, etc., etc. That's the same old story, the same old propaganda. Would this be anything to do with anything? Telegraph.co.uk. 2 months ago, BBC loses 1 billion as more viewers cancel TV license. Corporation makes 2 million enforcement visits as cost of evasion adds up. So yeah, the newspaper there are saying it's costing all that money because people are cancelling. So they've got to make some propaganda up, haven't they, to counteract that? What do you think anyway? Do you have a TV license? Do you think they should go streaming now and leave people alone? Like, share, and comment, or put any links that are helpful to people in the comment section. Like, share and comment, like I said, and have a great day. It's been handy. 5-minute moan.
There are rather a lot of TV detector vans in this area tonight. New, more powerful vans. If you don't have a license, they'll know just where to look for you. And when you're caught, you can now be fined up to £400. The new TV detector vans, they're in this area now.